So I see this very common thing where people have tried all these strategies and tactics for moving on from corporate life. Again, the only people I speak with are those that are like hit their breaking point. There's diminishing returns at work. They know they can't keep on this path because it's not worth it. It's straining their personal life, their family, their health, all that stuff. So they tried the logical moves, as we talk about time and again out here on this show, the passive income stuff or drop shipping, or they maybe replicate their corporate career under their own business, which we do not advise normally. And they try to get out there and maybe freelance some. And they've got all these great strategies and tactics. They've maybe studied people on LinkedIn or YouTube videos, whatever it might be. And the traction isn't nearly what they want it to be. The financial returns, the purpose, the impact, the actual overall traction just is not there. Now, why is that? If they're adopting some of the best strategies and tactics out there, the sensible business moves, the money making moves, why can't they create the freedom they want? Why can't they graduate corporate life? Well, quite simple to me. And it's literally the foundation of our program in Uncaged Life Design is like, you're not going to create a better outer world unless you rebuild your inner world. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, number one, and this is rooted in what we do in our program, is belief tuning. If you deeply believe that you need a paycheck, that it takes hard work, that you must only do more of what you've been doing because that's all you're known for, then you're going to experience results like that, right? If you have these very limiting beliefs, you're only going to think thoughts, feel feelings, and take actions that get more of those same results. If you deeply believe like you can't move beyond corporate life, guess what? You're going to stay there and you're going to feel the pains of staying there, even to the point where they say they no longer want you anymore. Now, a different inner world would be a set of beliefs like everything in my past has led me up to this point. I'm ready to make a clean break from where I was. I'm ready to be a beginner again, to have a blank slate in my life, to learn a whole new skill set, to be the founder and CEO of something, to commit to my family that nights and weekends will be restored. They will feel my presence. I am meant to help people in this world. I'm uniquely gifted at helping them. There is no other version of me. There is no other business like the one I can create. Can you imagine just for a second if those were the beliefs that you are installing in your mind every day? Now, you might ask, well, how do I do that? Well, let's get very practical. Imagine how you could spend the bookends of your day better. And I'll tell you, for me, this has been everything. And for most people that I know that have gone beyond corporate life and become really wildly successful entrepreneurs, including all my mentors and coaches, they do this or version of it. First, let me talk about how I go to bed. If you master the bookends of your day, it's going to be key. So go to bed and have amazing sleep. Make sure it's controlled. Make sure you know on what nights you're going to bed at what time. Like my target is in bed, asleep, drifting off by 9:30 on weeknights. So that Monday through Friday, I'm waking up by 5:30. I've reverse engineered where I don't look at blue light as of 7 p.m. If I'm looking at screens, I've got my blue blocker glasses on so that blue light is not affecting my melatonin production. I am cutting off any sort of liquids by 7 p.m. so I don't have to go to the bathroom as much in the middle of the night. And that I'm doing quality things like with family members, putting our youngest son to bed or having quality conversations with Cecilia about where we are, what our dreams are, versus mindlessly looking at Netflix. Now, I love the occasional Netflix. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm very thoughtful about nighttime so that I have high quality 8 hours, and I track that in my Apple Watch too, so that I have a great chance of waking up at 5:30 the next morning. Now, and guys, I'm nerding out for a second because I want you to understand the discipline required to reinvent your inner world so that your outer world gets into where you want it to be. So I wake up at 5:30, go downstairs. I weigh myself every morning because I want to know just like how is my body responding to the changes I'm making. Things like my 10,000 step count goal, workouts, nutrition, all that. So that's part of my routine. I sit down in this very comfortable recliner, nicknamed Swanson from Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. So I sit in Swanson and I do a breathwork exercise. If you want to check out an awesome one, check out the YouTube channel Breathe with Sandy. I do a breath work every Monday through Friday morning. It gets my nervous system set, calm, optimistic, hopeful, breathing. When you know how to do it well, just follow a guided breath work. You can have an amazing start to your day where anxiety and stress is not there. And amazing how that can transform how your day unfolds. So we got that. I do some reading, usually about 10 pages of a book that I'm interested in. I'm not overly particular, but I've always got a stack of books. I then go grab a high quality cup of coffee from our Nespresso or our French press machine. I sit down and then I pull out my journal, and I have a structured way that I process what the previous day was, thoughts, emotions, my wins, because I'm always staying in the game. And then I map out truly what are the big things I'm focusing on right now? What are the needle movers personally and professionally? Where should I be putting my careful energy that day? Then I actually text my accountability partner. She lives on the other side of the US to say, here's the big three things I'm doing this day. And then I report back to her at the end of the day what I did. And that sets my tone. And then by then, my youngest, he's waking up and I get him out to daycare, get into writing mode, and the rest of my day unfolds with some creative work in the morning. And there's a lot more I could unpack, but I want you to just get that sample, that drill down of your inner world does create your outer world. Because I've done this for years. I can show you dozens of journals, and that's the product of having a routine, a ritual, as I actually like to think about it every morning. It's my favorite part of the day. Every morning waking up like that, it is so beautiful and calm and just resets my nervous system and my hope and helps me shake off what the previous day was. And with this inner world, this new set of beliefs that I'm writing to myself in this journal, I'm overwriting bad code or overwriting bad thoughts and installing better thoughts, better beliefs. And then that guides my action that day. It focuses with me. And you could imagine that this is getting me every day into a proactive, strategic state, not reactive like I used to be years ago in corporate. And you might feel that way too, where the world happens to you. But instead, if you happen to the world, it's the product of this inner work, this ability to have discipline and rituals in your life. And from there, you'll start taking the actions like detaching from corporate hell, putting it in a box, taking 12-hour days and making it 6-hour days like I did, devoting your best energy to your family, upholding strong boundaries, doing the inner work to figure out what you're meant to do from a business standpoint, building new skills like marketing and sales. All of this is on the other side. All that outer work is on the other side of the inner work. I hope you guys see how important this is. This is the most important superpower I have in my life is the inner work, because it completely creates the outer work. This is the foundation of what we do at Uncaged Life Design. I do not let anyone skip straight to business building, as that is a recipe for failure. Got to get yourself in order before you can get the outside world in order. It can happen fast, but we help focus you. If you need any help, check us out at matthewdoan.com. Lots of resources there. You could book a call with us if you need this sort of help too, but just take this to heart, especially as it relates to the bookends of your day, the early morning and the night. Own that. Be the person who has agency there, that sets new terms for yourself. Don't say, I'm not a morning person. No one's a morning person until they train themselves to be one, because your inner world truly creates your outer world. Are you going to own that responsibility, or are you going to keep pointing fingers at the outside? So that's what I got for you. Hopefully it helps. We will talk soon.